Jim in Boston, Mass. Jim, it says you are a member of the Architects for Truth.
Yes. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I've been watching you since the day after Al Franken left, and you filled his shoes.
Thank you.
And you're a mentor of mine. And I just want to give you a quick answer to this thing, because you had an earlier caller who kind of described, it wasn't cheap construction, it was innovative construction.
Mm-hmm.
Minoru Yamasaki was the architect. I actually live in another one of his buildings in Honolulu on the 31st floor, and it's the antithesis of this building. It's solid concrete, really, really strong building. But this was built, remember, New York City was on the verge of bankruptcy, and this was a new development that was by the Port Authority to save the city, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And it did its job, but it was done, on the cheap, and a new way of building. None of the stair towers, they're all gypsum wallboard. They're not concrete block. So that's why people couldn't escape.
I see.
And what happened is when the trusses started failing in the building, the exterior skin was the entire structure of the building. They were only being braced back to the central core. So if you watch the videos, that exterior skin is peeling away like a banana. So those floors are now freestanding. They're just falling with gravity. That's why it looks like it was a demoed building.
Right.
Building 7 was actually built on top of a major electrical substation for all of Lower Manhattan. I read the FEMA report. That's why I know all this stuff. I read it twice. And the first, I can't exactly remember the floors, 3 or 4 or 5 floors were these giant trusses, the entire size of the footprint of the building. So when you had those fires burning all day, and they were burning because debris fell from the towers and severed fuel lines, because there were a lot of stock trading businesses in there, and they needed to have backup power, so they had thousands of gallons of fuel in there to run those generators.
Right.
So when all those fires were burning, eventually, they were burning all day, that giant truss in the center of the building failed. And it failed from the center of the truss. And when you watch the video, you see the center of the building implode first, and then it falls into itself. And it looks like a controlled demolition. But it's because it's that truss.
And it looks like a controlled demolition, because if you were going to do a controlled demolition, you would put the explosive on that truss.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're not saying that it was. You also said it also says here that not all the Architects for Truth think that this was an inside job.
Yeah, I know, and I don't believe that. I don't think it is. But I know there's elements in there. They talk about thermite, and all this other stuff. I mean, really, does anybody seriously believe that they went into these buildings and loaded them full of explosives to do a controlled demolition? That's a really complicated thing to do. And how would you disguise it? And then, and they'd be able to pull it off without a single person spilling the beans.
Yeah. It strains credulity.